Bruce, do you want to come up and do the item number 8, financial performance report?
Morning, councillors. This finance report was a wee bit like Groundhog Day. It's been very consistent since December at least, reporting a good operational financial situation. It's just been a continuation, same issues, no new issues, the same drivers that are driving this. Surplus is forecast again to be a little bit better than it was at the end of May, up another 5.6 million. Partly the reason because I think finance are a little bit conservative in their forecasts. Unit managers don't tend to like to release too much ahead of time. We're working on that. The actual results obviously won't be known for probably another 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll be reporting those through to the August meeting, and any additional surplus, assuming there may be some, and that's unknown at this stage, we'll be reporting what to do with that at that point. Options will probably be contingencies potentially on the house road, or debt repayment would be the normal default, but council decision at that time. Capital running under budget, but I'll leave Nikki to talk to that in her report.
Great, thank you, Bruce. Yeah, I mean, it's probably worth just noting on the surplus. I know we've talked about it. Is you're right, we've already opted to use some to reduce the rate, some to pay down debt, but there are some unknowns that we need to get tidied up at year end. That's the driver for the difference. Yeah,
that's correct.
Yeah. Great. Okay. Any questions on this? Yanni.
Just 2 questions on page 63. This just follows on from previous, but just to be clear, in our draft annual plan, have we revised the forecast revenue for the Hagley Park Botanic Gardens Park? Revised the forecast revenue based on now what we know with the Hagley Park piece, given the significant discrepancy in what we thought we would get versus what we currently get.
So
yes, we have. For next year, we'll have a pretty accurate model of that based on the modelling that's happened so far. So it won't be the 2.1. I think we'll model it down to around 800,000 next year.
Okay. And I think you've had media requests in the past, but although the parking revenue is down, you haven't seen an impact on the number of people going to the gardens or Hagley Park.
No.
Cool. And just under that line, resource recovery MFE levy reduction. Are you able just to give us any information on that, what that is, and why that's down?
No. So we'll just come back on that. Yep. Cool. Kelly.
Thanks, Bruce. Just also on page 63, the debt servicing. So am I right to say that we our annual budget is 148 million, which I'm assuming is just paying interest?
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Gross amount.
So favourable interest rates are going to see a forecast variance of 8 million positive. What do we do with that?
Sorry, what do we do with it?
Yeah, it just goes into
it comes into that surplus.
Oh, okay.
And then we kind of go, yeah, do we want to debt offset rates or keep it for the weather event? Yeah.
Part of the a trade-off. There's 2 lines there. There's the interest cost. There's also the interest revenue. I think revenue's under budget. Interest cost is under budget. So there's a net.
Yeah.
Slightly less than the gross difference. Yep.
Cool.
That's correct. There's a net gain in terms of the interest cost overall.
Awesome. All right. So I'm voting this. Jake looks like he's happy to second it. Very, very happy. So we'll put that to the vote. All in favour?
Aye.
Against? That's carried. Thanks very much, Bruce. That's great.